Hello, this is Brian Riley. You may know me as Free Trade Brian on X/Twitter. And I'm here today to share something that I found to be particularly concerning last week about the White House trade policy. Let's just go straight to the clip.
First of all, we're doing a reciprocal tariff, right? This is a golden rule for the golden age. We treat them how they treat us.
And so what does this tariff policy look like? As Jameson so brilliantly said, it's the golden rule for the golden age of America. We're finally going to be treated the way, we're going to treat other countries the way that we've been treated for too long.
I don't think anybody has ever accused me of being particularly brilliant, but I'm pretty sure that's not what the golden rule says. My understanding has always been the golden rule is you treat others as you want them to treat you. Now, you may think, who cares, Brian, whether these guys slip through Sunday school class or not? What's that have to do with anything? Well, it has a lot to do with U.S. trade policy. Ever since the end of World War II, U.S. trade policy has been focused on the idea that we win from trade with our allies. So this win-win approach to trade policy, sort of a golden rule approach, we want you to succeed, is something that has worked great. If you look at roughly 1990 to the late 2000s, foreign tariffs on U.S. exports had fallen by about 75%. That's a big decrease, and it's because we pursued deals that worked for us, that were in our interest, but were also in our trading partners' interests. In other words, this isn't just us being weak. It's not us being kind because we want to give something away. It's because that's the best way to get agreements that work for us as well. Now, an alternative approach to trade policy is that we drop the golden rule and we start slapping tariffs on everybody, and we try and force them to comply with what we want them to do. This is what I think the White House officials were suggesting. We can get tough, we're going to put tariffs on, and they're going to do what we want. The problem is that hasn't worked so well. During the first Trump administration, to name the most obvious example, when Jameson Greer was working for Robert Lighthizer in the U.S. Trade Representative's office, we put big tariffs on China. Well, the thing is, it didn't work. Instead, China put tariffs on our exports. Ask any farmer, ask any rancher, they'll tell you all about it. And this is not my opinion, it's the opinion of the U.S. Trade Representative during the Trump administration, the first administration. It was the opinion of the Council of Economic Advisors under the first Trump administration. It was the opinion of the U.S. Trade Representative's office under President Biden. They all found that these tariffs did not work. They just increased barriers to U.S. exports. So now if we think we just want to decouple from China, throw tariffs and blow everything up, okay, that's fine. But if the goal is to lower other countries' barriers, this stuff just does not work. And certainly if you look what's happening so far in response to Trump's tariffs, we're getting retaliatory tariffs. Foreign tariffs are increasing on U.S. exports. That's the opposite of the progress that we generated when we did what works. So we know what works. Treat our trading partners like friends. Realize that trade is mutually beneficial. Understand that if you're a Missouri farmer and you buy, say, some fertilizer from Canada, the United States did not just get raped. We're not subsidizing Canada when a farmer buys fertilizer. It's ridiculous. It's ludicrous. This trade policy is a total joke, and I think this is just the most recent example that we've got people who are either way in over their head or purposely driving us over the cliff. I don't know what the reason is. So the best trade policy is, hey, look, this is your money. You get to decide how you want to spend it. It's not Howard Lutnick. It's not Peter Navarro. Not Jameson Greer. Doesn't mean they're not nice people, good people, smart people, everything else. But it's your money. You ought to decide how you want to spend it. Not somebody in the White House based on, some weird idea that when you buy something, you're getting ripped off. It just doesn't make any sense. Come on.